following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
From New York, The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Tommy Newsom and the NBC Orchestra, inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Tony Randall, Jaye P. Morgan, David Brenner, mentalist Mark Stone, and from the Moscow Circus, Popov the Clown. And now, here's Johnny.
Great. Now, I'll tell you something. I hope you don't mind tonight, but tonight's monologue is just leftovers. All right, all together now. Let's say it and get it all out of our system for once. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. I think we ought to retire that line.
Yes.
Did you have turkey?
Yes, I had. Of course I had turkey. I'm a traditionalist.
Did you use that stuffing that you were telling us about?
I had that stuffing I told you about. I also had a bowl of corn soup in honor of Squanto, the famous Indian that taught the Pilgrims how to plant corn and saved our
Tommy
lives.
is laughing like you're making this up. Now, you didn't know this, but the name of the Indian that befriended the Pilgrims and taught them how to plant corn was named Squanto.
Well, I don't blame him.
Did you know that, Tom?
With a name like that, he should.
You should. No, Squanto. Well, there's a whole story that goes with that. While Tommy's in New York, he's been staying with his mother, and they're very close. And every morning she lays out all of Tommy's clothes and pins his music to his sleeve before he comes home. Kind of sweet. I want you to bear in mind tonight that I am the product of a impoverished childhood.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yes, when I grew up in the Midwest, we were very poor on the farm. Didn't have enough. What are you laughing at? This is him. How poor? I'm gonna tell you how poor I was. We couldn't even afford a Christmas tree. That's right. We just used to put the presents under the cow, hang tinsel on the udder. And it was very impoverished. Anyway, it was a little cold here today, wasn't it?
It was cold.
It was cold today.
How
cold? I know.
Cold was it?
Well, I saw a sidewalk Santa on Fifth Avenue froze his clapper. I want to tell you. And then ring it right in the middle of the bell, and it froze like that. The Christmas season always reminds you know, everybody gets kind of nostalgic at Christmas time, don't you, Tom?
When is it?
It's the 25th of this month. It's Christmas.
I can't get past the orders, tell you.
Can't do that. So, and everybody gets nostalgic, and Ed still remembers the time when Grandpa McMahon used to take little Eddie to Macy's, and little Eddie jumped up on Santa's lap. And to this day, Santa wears a truss. Did you know that? Just from that alone. Ed was the only kid on the block to ask for Mattel's Johnny Wino. You ever seen that doll? It's a great doll. See, what happens with Johnny Wino, you wind him up and he begs from the other dolls. It's a weird thing. We talked about your war record, haven't we?
Yes.
We were talking about the other day, remember?
Yes, we did.
Yes, and I've never mentioned mine.
No.
Because you were glamour. You were a fighter pilot.
Right.
I don't know whether I ever told you this. You know, I was an ensign on a...
I knew you were an ensign.
Did you know that?
Yes.
But you didn't know on a submarine.
Oh, I didn't know that, no.
Yes, ensign on a submarine. They're buying this. And I only had one snafu in my war record. I got mixed up once, and I got the torpedo tube mixed up with the washing machine. And I tumble dried the torpedo, and I fired my underwear at the Nazis. Did you know that? It's a long way. Oh, yes, it is. Well, anyway, tonight we've got a good show. We have Tony Randall, Jaye P. Morgan, David Brenner, Mark Stone, who was with us in California, who claims to have extrasensory perception. No trickery involved, and is going to do some stunts tonight. And from the Moscow Circus, the world-famous clown, Mr. Oleg Popov, is with us. So this should be quite an easy. And we'll be with you. Oh, we'll be back after a word from one of our sponsors. When is it?
You know, Mother, Soft White Plus is the first addition to the GE Soft White family in years. It makes me feel mighty proud.
Well, we should be proud, Dad. Our 100-watt Soft White Plus will last twice as long as our regular 100-watt bulb.
Twice as long, huh? That means he doesn't have to be changed as often.
Father, we're on TV.
GE Soft White Plus with exclusive power coil filament. Lasts twice as long as our regular 100-watt bulb.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
These are the Go cards. Each has a Go lifetime battery. The battery guaranteed to its owner for the life of his car. If it ever fails to hold a charge, he gets a new one free. Make your car a Go car with a Go lifetime battery. Power enough for the life of your car. Guaranteed by Exide and Willard.
Did you say that you had started your Christmas shopping
No, I
today?
did not say. Remember, I have a pact that I do not shop. I've only, this year I violated that. I bought something early for the first time. But I had to buy it early because it was a trip for my secretary. And I'm bringing her back for Christmas holidays, which I think is nice. So,
but you normally don't shop?
I normally do shop. I was shopping today. I was shopping around the town for...
Do you know when he goes shopping? He says.
The Eve.
The Christmas Eve.
I will be shopping December 23rd.
Well, how could, there's nothing left.
There's plenty of things left if you know what you want to buy. You go into a place. I don't buy, things that comes in multiples. I buy one of a kind. I just, I don't fool around with that.
I find that hard to believe.
No, but I went shopping today for a gift, a thank you gift. Had nothing to do with Christmas. But I was in the stores. They are jammed today. I'm telling you. The place is packed. But it's fun. Doesn't it feel great to be in New York?
Yes, this time of year.
The tree comes in Monday.
Your tree?
No.
Isn't that a little early? Isn't that a little early to get your tree?
Our tree for Radio City, 30 Rock, right out front, Radio City.
Where did it come from this year?
Don't know.
They usually have all that in the paper.
About 65, 70-foot tree. From Japan.
Made in Japan?
No. Grown in Japan.
No. All right, this should be an exciting show tonight. I have never seen Popov perform, have you?
Nor have I, no.
But he is world famous, and he will be with us in a little while. But right now,
yes.
Why don't we get rolling along singing a song?
Well, in other words, you started to talk about Popov as though he would be out very shortly.
He's going to be out shortly, but I understand there was something missing that he needed for his act.
His props.
Yes. Didn't you lose some of your props?
They stole my props the other night. I went out to do my act, and part of my stuff is gone.
Had somebody seen your show? Well, if you're going to send me up a straight line like that, no. Souvenirs. They took a souvenir. Took your vegetable slicer, your table. What'd they take?
I have in my pocket a review that was printed by Bob Considine, and I would like to, if you keep this up, I may just have to show it to you if you're going to be so smart. Well, you're putting my act down.
I'm not putting your act down.
You say somebody saw my act, like they would steal my props as a courtesy to the government or to the country or something.
Well, I think a reward should be out. He's got it on him. This looks like a setup.
You may read it. If you wish to read it aloud, you may read it.
It's very good. We'll be right back after a word from your sponsor. Call Rita when we come back.
Purina cat chow. Chow, chow, chow.
Cats everywhere are eating it up.
Chow, chow, chow.
Those yummy Purina Cat Chow flavor stars are simply turning cats on with flavor.
Chow, chow, chow. Purina cat chow. Chow, chow, chow. Purina cat chow.
6 tempting flavor star varieties
Chow, chow, chow.
to make those taste buds dance with joy.
Chow, chow, chow.
Now watch this, folks. If I can't break this truck, preschoolers can't either. Because these true tough stuff trucks and blocks are made of a new material so sturdy. Watch this. Mattel guarantees them against breakage for 5 years. Guarantees them against defects in workmanship and material for 5 years. If they should break, return to Mattel. Postage prepaid for replacement or refund at Mattel's option. New tough stuff trucks and blocks. They're tough. Really tough from Mattel.
Now, I've got to read the review. I did that as a joke, of course. You see, read it and then don't
Yes.
tell anybody what it said. And that's not fair, right? You still have it on you?
Yes, I still have it.
Still have it on you. It's pinned to his underwear.
No, it was handed to me. This went out on the circuit, the Hearst papers today.
Yeah.
Considine, Bob Considine's column.
It's very nice. Ed McMahon has been playing second banana with Johnny Carson for so long and so contentedly that televiewers tend to regard him as part of the furniture. Which is,
That's nice.
That's
That's
like
nice.
a nice, comfortable sofa.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, televiewers and other insomniacs, you should catch Big Ed's nightclub act, which was launched at the St. Regis. It's the best. That's what it says, launched, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you said lost.
I didn't say that. Did I say lost? Well, it's bad. My eyes are... I didn't mean that. It was not written. I was not read that way for a joke. I was reading ahead, which was launched at the St. Regis. It's the best I've seen since Joey Lewis or Jimmy Durante's. Now, that's not bad company. Ed really surprises his wings. Spreads his wings, not surprises. No, why did I... Isn't there surprise in there someplace? Well, that's where the paper's been bent. Ed really spreads his wings, not surprise your wings. And charisma, with an able assist from the Kane sisters and Tommy Newsom, who, evidently moved by his surroundings, sheds his funeral director's decorum and demonstrates what a fine musician he is.
Yeah.
Now, isn't that nice? What did I say? Lost?
Lost.
No, there was no... I didn't mean that as a joke.
Freudian.
Lost. Launches. My first actor, my first guest is a... I'm reading ahead of myself. Did you ever do that? That's called when you're thinking ahead 2 or 3 words.
You know, I went to the optometrist.
What?
I'm giving you a chance to catch your breath. I went to the optometrist a couple of years ago, and I said, you know, I don't need glasses. A Marine fighter pilot, 20/20 vision. It couldn't possibly need glasses. I said, but I notice in the phone booth now that they're making the phone booth so narrow anymore. In the old days, you could lean back and you could dial. And I said, now I have to go to the next phone booth and look through and then run in and remember, you know.
I know what you're talking about.
He said, let me look at your eyes. So he examined my eyes, and he said, you've been fighting this a long time, haven't you? And I said, yes, I have. It's kind of an ego thing. But I suggested maybe A trip to your optometrist would not be...
Are you trying to say that I cannot read that? Can you read that card there?
Not when it's up that close. No.
Well, now, I can read that.
All right.
Now, I can read that.
Right? All right.
Now, where do you have to hold that? You got a car? How far should I be from
My
the car?
first guest is a fine actor.
There, you see now.
And a rather debonair gentleman was the co-star of the popular series, The Odd Couple.
Well, you can see that.
Tony Williams.
Okay, let's bring him out here. Tony Randall.
Thank you, friends.
What a hammy way to play on the toy with the emotions of the audience and that kind of business.
It's humble.
Oh, yes. It really gets them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wish you had been here the other night because you would have known the answer to this. We had Orson Bean on the show the other night, and he had a Kennedy $50. And I was going to mention this last night, and I forgot. And he put it under a magnifying glass, and he said, you see right down at the bottom of the Kennedy portrait, he says, it looks like a little thing that he thought was a hammer and sickle.
Yes.
And we held it up, and we heard from about, I don't know how many people, dozens and dozens of people. And somebody in the audience had it right. It was the initials of the man, the engraver, Gilroy Roberts.
Yes, I could have told you that.
That's why I said I wish you would have been here. You would have probably known that. Did you know that?
He bought it. He bought it. No, I did not.
Yeah, I've got that, you see.
No.
You have that disarming...
You said Gilroy, though. On the air. You said...
Somebody in the audience yelled out, Gilroy Roberts. And they were right, and that's what it is, so we wanted to clear that up. Isn't that interesting? Well, if you ever go to a party, and you are similar to Orson in that you have a lot of information rattling around about a lot of subjects. You collect little-known facts.
No. No, I do not.
Would you just have a retentive mind? Is that...
Yes, I seem to remember everything. It's the truth. I've discovered that if you remember just about everything you learned through the 9th grade, people will think you're well educated.
If you can remember that.
Yeah, if you remember grammar and a bit of Latin and mathematics and geography and that smattering of
How is your
sciences.
Latin? I've never asked you. That's one question. You've been on the show hundreds of times. What do you know from Latin?
Arma virumque cano.
Oh, the rooms are ready.
That's right. Marunke. Now, what does that...
Those are the opening words of Virgil.
Oh.
Yes, opening words of the Aeneid. Arms and the Man I sing. Shaw got his title, Arms and the Man.
And that's all you have to know, you see, and you drop that
That much.
in.
That much.
You must be careful that people don't ask you
Press you mean?
something further. However, if you say dirty words in Latin, and
Yes.
some of them have become current,
Oh, I see.
why then people don't think you're dirty. They simply think that you're educated.
And you don't wish to embarrass the other
That's right.
guy.
Words like irumesho.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask you what that means.
No, and there's no possible way I would tell you either on the air.
Well, we're going to hear from a lot of Latins out there. We'll get a lot of write-ins tomorrow saying we've offended somebody. Do you have any other bits of miscellaneous information, trivia?
I suppose I could think of something. I suppose I could. Shakespeare was more concerned with real estate values than with theatrical values, probably.
I'd never heard that before.
Probably true.
What's probably true? That I never heard before, or that Shakespeare was involved with real estate? No, where does that come from?
It's an interesting thing about Shakespeare. He's one of the most famous men who ever lived.
Well, I know that. I'm not a complete idiot, you know. I know he's pretty famous. He wrote a lot of things.
The entire world considers him the greatest writer who's ever lived, which is remarkable because most languages, all languages, have great writers in them, great poets. but Shakespeare is the only one who is truly universal. That is to say, everyone knows that Goethe was the greatest German poet, and everyone honors his name. There's a street named for him in Chicago, which they pronounce Goethe. But, yeah. True. We've just made a terrible tactical and hygienic error, have we not?
What's that?
You put it out. You put it away.
I didn't do anything.
Okay. But Goethe is honored...
Goethe.
Goethe is actually honored by performance, nowhere but in Germany. But the plays of Shakespeare are played everywhere, in every language. I met a Soviet citizen from Tashkent, where they speak Urdu, who began to recite Othello for me in Urdu. There is no language in which he is not as popular as he is in English.
Oh, I never realized
Yeah.
that.
Now, he was as famous in his own day as he has become since. He was recognized as the non-pareil in his own day.
Exciting.
But now, well, the interesting thing is that so famous and celebrated a man could have lived and dominated so public a world as the theater and a great deal of court life in his own time, and yet nothing is known about it.
Very little is known about it.
Absolutely nothing is known
There
for
are
sure.
very few streets. I can't think of a street that's named after him, can you?
No, but nothing is known of his life except a few basic facts. He was born in Stratford, and he went to school, and he married a woman older than he, and a few facts. But generally, any famous man leaves an enormous body of autobiographical material, or other people write about him.
That is interesting.
There are no manuscripts of his in existence. There's one or two examples of his signature, and that's all. Anything else that's known about him is conjecture, and among those conjectures are that he dabbled in real estate very, very seriously and got so interested in it that it became his prime interest in life. But that's conjectural, too, so don't really feel you must believe it.
Well, you've really told us more about Shakespeare than anybody's ever known.
Know, yes.
It's fascinating. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Real estate.
Is that a girl up there on that boom?
Yes.
I've never seen that before.
Yes, it is. You're very good, Tony.
Pretty good.
Shows you haven't lost it.
No. Makes you realize there are pretty good arguments for slacks on girls after all, doesn't it?
That's our boom operator.
I've never seen any technician in any television studio who was a girl. And there she is up on a boom.
I guess they're opening it up for women.
Yeah.
You have sisters?
I have a
never
sister.
talked about your family, have we?
Yes, I have a sister.
Older, younger?
I can't seem to recall for the moment. One of the two, that's certain.
Sure, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Are you close? Were you close?
We had dinner yesterday.
No, I mean, that's close.
Yes. Yes, she cooked it. She cooked it, and I ate it in the natural course of things.
That's the way it
Yes.
goes, usually.
What you'd have to do with it all.
Yes.
It's nice to stay close to your sister.
Yes.
Yes.
I have a sister.
Ah.
Are you close to her?
I didn't have dinner with her yesterday,
Ah.
but...
What's her name?
Catherine.
Uh-huh.
Catherine.
I don't have a sister.
You don't have a sister?
What's your sister's name?
My sister's name is Edna.
That was my grandmother's name.
Ah,
no,
no.
my grandmother's name was Ella. I'm sorry. Ella, not Edna.
Well, it's a sort of-
I've always liked Edna, though.
I knew a girl in high school was named Ella.
Did you?
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to see the conversation brought closer back to me.
Well, you said you're close to your sister. That's
All right. Now, we're a very, very close family, and in fact,
You mentioned that.
two of my sister's children are here in the dressing room tonight, and a third had a traumatic and interesting experience this morning that you may care to have me relate to you.
I think we would. We have a couple of minutes here to do that.
He, this morning, pulled his tooth, and one of his brother brought it in to me. My nephew Ben did that.
No, it's...
Pulled his own tooth, saving a lot of money the whole time.
You don't see this on most shows.
I think Bobby wants to get a close-up of that.
Yes,
Yes.
Bob.
I want to get a close-up of
There's
that.
Ben's tooth there.
Yeah. See if you can get it, because...
Well, I don't know what we have. There you are.
No,
I think they saw
no,
that.
it means something to me because I tape these shows off the air, and In after years, I'll look at a close-up of that on my...
This is the dumbest show I've seen. A man brings his nephew's tooth home. I've seen people plug things, you know, but I have never seen somebody plug their nephew's tooth. That's, we've really come to the bottom of it.
No, we haven't. I think it's significant in that. It's an act of love.
Did he put it under a pillow?
No, he pulled it this morning and sent it in to me through his brother. Don't you see?
I see.
That's not an insignificant trifle in the life of a small boy, is it?
Right, right.
No.
He said it to you as an act of love.
That is correct. He gave me part of himself.
That's very nice.
Did your nephew ever...
What?
Did your nephew ever send you in a tooth?
Very strange things my nephew sent me. Most of them I prefer not to mention. They put him away when he was 7. Weird child. Well, this is, I didn't know that Shakespeare was in real estate.
No.
Here's a mouthwash that's effective against bad breath, and it tastes good.
Why punish yourself?
A mouthwash has to taste bad to work.
No, Walter, Lavorce works, and it tastes good. But nothing, Walter. Tests prove not even the leading antiseptic mouthwash is more effective against bad breath than Lavorce. And Lavorce is the one more dentists use, Walter.
It really works?
Works for me, doesn't it?
Lavorce works, and it tastes good. Ever notice how much worse your child's cold sounds than yours? It is worse. The breathing passages are smaller, the nose clogs up more, the chest is more uncomfortable. Many colds medicines aren't recommended for young children. Vicks Vapor Rub is. It relieves congestion for up to 8 hours. She breathes better, feels better, so she can sleep. Vicks Vapor Rub, an effective decongestant for the miseries of a cold.
Travel arrangements provided by United, flying to more of your land more often than any other airline. In New York, the Tonight Show staff is staying at the New York Sheraton Hotel, one of the more than 240 Sheraton hotels and motor inns worldwide.
my guests tonight are Tony Randall. We will have mentalist Mark Stone, who claims to have ESP, later on the show, for real. We have Jaye P. Morgan. We have Oleg Popov from the Moscow Circus. And right now we have a young man who's making his 16th appearance on this show, David Brenner. He's slightly warped, which is good if you do comedy. You have to have kind of a ding-a-ling mind. He will start a series of college concerts, and then we'll be opening December 22nd at the Sahara with Sonny and Cher in Las Vegas. Would you welcome, please, David Brenner.
Thank you. Hey, nice to be home in New York. I want to tell you, I flew in today. I flew in about a week ago, and, you know, I hate to fly. You know that. I hate to fly. And I get nervous, very nervous. And I found out something very interesting. We had a little trouble on the plane. And you know how the stewardesses always tell you, they made us sit down, they always tell you, in case of any problem, the little door above you will open. The oxygen mask will come out. Hold it over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. You know what breathing normally is when you're plunging 20,000 feet a second? I sucked the mask, the cord, half the ceiling, the movie. And then I get the JFK. You know what it is in the baggage check. You wait there an hour for your bag with that rubber thing knocking them around. And I'm waiting there like 20 minutes, and my suitcase doesn't come out. Only the handle. And I let it go around about 4 times. I was afraid to pick it up. You know, there's a guy there from New York. What are you doing? That's my handle, you know. Great ending, right? Comedian David Brenner killed over a handle at the airport. But it could happen here. You know, everyone knows about New York, even the airlines. Do you know what they say? And this is true. When you land anywhere else, let's say Los Angeles, they always say to you something like, if you're staying over in Los Angeles, we hope you have a pleasant visit. Thank you for flying with us. See you again. Bye. You know what they say when you land here in New York? This is legitimate. They say, if you're terminating in New York City. Minute panic, right? Because I'll tell you something, LA has its crime too, but the people in Los Angeles are so relaxed. They call you up every day. You want to play tennis? I tell them, no, I don't want to play tennis, and they pick on me. They say, oh, come on, you're a New Yorker. That's why you don't play sports. We have sports in New York City, crossing the street. You know what the favorite sport in New York City is? Trying to wake up alive. Right, everywhere else they get up, oh, it's sunny, I'm going to go for a walk. We wake up, I'm alive. The TV's going, there's a knife in my foot, but I'm alive. But I'm not afraid of, but I'll tell you, they say crime is so bad now. And you know, but I'm still neurotic. In my apartment here in New York, on the door, I have bolts and chains and bars and a peephole. And I got the new one. It turns. Have you seen it? I can see 12 blocks in any direction. And I'm not afraid to walk the streets. I'm not in New York City. I wouldn't go through Central Park at night. Who would? Even the trees are afraid. Right, you see them leaving. I'm going to Fifth Avenue. I can't take this. You see ants come up wearing little helmets. Is it safe? But I'll tell you what would make the streets safer in this campaign, if the New Yorkers would cooperate more with the police. Because there are too many New Yorkers who will say to you, listen, if you get in trouble in New York City, you didn't see anything. Don't be a witness. You don't get involved. Right? You ever see those guys? No, officer, he took my ear. It's okay. Now, I comb the hair down on this side. I don't need it. No complaint, really. It was a black, white, blue person. He ran off somewhere. I don't want to get involved. And then I don't understand because our prisons are overcrowded. They're like bakeries, right? You take a number to wait to get in. And someone came out with a dumb idea. You know, the open prison system, which works in Puerto Rico and Europe. And that is that the prisoners go home Friday, you know, and they spend the weekend with their families. And they come back, you know, Monday morning. Can you see trying to do that in New York City? We can't get city government workers to come back Monday morning. But I like New York. You know, even with its problems, it's still the greatest city in the world. And I'll tell you why. Because, thank you, New Yorkers. They clap and get mugged. That's nice. I should know I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so I appreciate New York. Oh, right. A little dull there, right? Great place to bring up your grandparents. Really, it is dull. In the newspaper, they print blank horoscopes. It's true. You know you don't have a future, right? You don't have to look in the paper. You want to know what it's like in Philadelphia? I'll tell you. When you go home tonight, if you want to know what it's like to live there, when you go home tonight, go into your closet and stay there. And let someone throw in some scrap on pasty cakes. But here in New York, what's great about New York is that the people, you don't get hassled in New York. You do your own thing. They don't care what you do or say. Like in New York, you say, hey, look at him. He's sucking a fire hydrant. That's okay, man. That's his thing. That's my hydrant. Go suck another hydrant. That's his thing. And you must come back again in January for the fun to help celebrate the annual holiday, the garbage strike. But I'll tell you how you can beat it. You don't have to worry about the garbage strike. There are ways you can beat it, folks. The most obvious, of course, is you take your garbage, you put it in a suitcase, take it outside, put it down on the pavement, and look away for a second. Thank you. And New Yorkers, they don't care, right? New Yorkers, they mix humor with all the problems. You ever see New Yorkers? What's the matter? They won't collect the garbage? We'll eat it. All right, we'll take care of it. You ever see people do something very dumb? They think, we all do it, that our voices will be heard better if we do this. Hey, how you doing? Right, we hear better like this. What? We see like this. Yeah, how you doing? Right, okay, see it, right, all right. It comes from the movies, you know, Ship Ahoy and all that. You know, if we did everything we see in movies, our lives would be insane. Like, imagine doing this. It's in every murder mystery. Imagine if you did this. You hear a noise in your house, and you go with your pajamas to the steps, and you say, "Who's there?" Right? It's me, Arnold Bitterman, rapist, part-time murderer. I'm robbing your house. And I'll tell you, I saw the dumbest ending I ever saw in a movie. I saw King Kong. And you know the classic scene where King Kong is on top of the Empire State Building? By the way, you know, I think if he climbed up there today, no one in New York would pay any attention to him. All right, look at that ape. Yeah, we're late for work. What do you bother me with an ape? But anyway, the dumbest ending, you can't believe this. King Kong is up there, right? 2 tons of ape, and he falls 120 stories, hits the pavement, boom. Not even a crack. He lands like a gorilla feather. Okay, we'll believe that. But then King Kong lays there for 2 weeks while people walk around looking at him. That's in the heart of the garment district. They would have made coats out of him in 20 seconds. And then the great scene, I love the scene where he eats the subway. Oh, who would eat the subway? You don't even like to ride it with all those perverts who live there? They do. They have their mail sent to them. Pervert, care to D-Train, 53rd and last. Thank you. Right? And do you believe, and you see this on the news all the time, do you believe this? You always see pictures on the news of Mayor Lindsay riding to work on the subway. You know what I think? I think in his office he has a subway seat, a strap in a window, and he fakes it.
Well, I'm glad the blame is shifted from myself to you, because you will be #1 now on the most wanted by the New York Tourist Council.
I know.
They've been after, you know, comedians doing jokes about New York City, making it sound like it's the jungle. So you will hear from them shortly.
Yeah, I hope my phone's working when I call.
We'll be back after we do this from one of our sponsors. You did it again.
Seems like every other day someone comes out with something new for your washing machine. Well, someone's finally come out with something new for your dryer. It's called Cling Free, the anti-static fabric softener. You just spray it in your dryer before you dry, and Cling Free's exclusive CF17 penetrating action makes everything come out soft and static-free. Cling Free costs less than leading softeners, and there's no dryer buildup. Cling Free puts in softness, takes out cling.
This Christmas, Steve Farrell bought a present for himself, the all-new Dutch Masters cigar jar. He really liked the opaline glass jar with its new seascape design, but the part he liked best was inside. 25 mild Dutch Masters presidents. Steve thinks the Dutch Masters cigar jar is the best present he ever bought for himself. And for his wife. We won't tell if you won't.
do Philadelphians get mad at you when you do jokes about Philadelphia?
They're not up this late. It's 11:30.
I guess we'll never know, will we? No, you got to be
I
careful.
hope not.
New York,
No, I
New
love
York is
Philadelphia.
getting real uptight.
I know.
About it, you know.
I love New York City.
It's a great city.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And any of those things can happen in a large city, right? I sound like I'm doing a cop-out for this city.
No, but it's true, and it's a problem because people all over the country are now afraid to come to New York because of jokes like this, and it's hurt theater very, very badly, which depended so on tourists. And the fact is that cities like Baltimore and Houston and I think 17 other cities have a higher crime rate than
Other
New York.
cities, according to Mayor Lindsay.
Yeah.
New York
Yeah.
is 11th, something like that. So it's not all bad.
No, I like it.
This is your 16th time on this show?
Right, yeah.
What did you do the first time you were on the show? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember I worked out actually, it's a routine that I get a lot of, this is the only routine I get a lot of requests for. You know, this was the first show I ever did on television.
Right.
And one night when I was working at the improvisation, that's over on, God bless you. That's over on 44th and 9th, which is safe, you know. It's a
You
place
realize you all have to stay here overnight now. That lady is obviously ill. So.
But anyway, one night when I was at the improvisation, I worked out a routine right before I did this show. And
I don't recall what it was.
It's a routine about the crowds in New York City with a dead man.
Oh, that sounds...
Yeah, I'd like to do it.
Do it.
Could I do it again?
Sure.
Yeah, oh, I'd love
I
to.
don't...
Yeah, all right. I have to stand up.
Okay.
All right. All right, here's the premise, the idea of the routine. You know how crowded it is in New York City, right? Especially this time of the year. You know, you're walking down the street, crowds jam, packing you against the walk. You try to walk here, they carry you there. You know, when you leave for work in Manhattan and you get into that crowd of millions of thousands of people jamming and crushing you, you have to announce to the crowd where you want to get off. Can you throw me over 58th and Lexington? Yeah, look, try to push me in the next building. I work there. Thank you. Boom. So I figured out the way you could commit the perfect murder and get away with it. All you do is you take the dead body with you, and you push him into the crowd. They take him for the rest of the week. Boom, there it goes, into Macy's department store, up this escalator backwards through women's lingerie. Boom, down the street past Cook's Funeral Home where they offer him a job as a sign. Boom, the body's thrown in the Army Induction Center where it's classified 1A. Finally, the body falls into traffic, gets killed 3 more times. Boom, boom, boom. A high school class trip picks up the body. The teacher, who's talking? Is it you? The big boy in the back with the blue face. You? Boom, they carry him into Radio City, does 20 minutes with the Rockettes. Boom, out, up Broadway where he gets mugged twice and raped once. Finally, the body's thrown on the 6th Avenue subway. A cop sees him. Hey, Harry, look at this guy. Weird, huh? Standing on his head, holding a strap with his foot. But we can't do anything unless he spits, smokes, or carries a lighted pipe. Hang on.
Funny, when you started to do that, it came back to me. That's
it's insane,
a premise
right?
you don't ordinarily come up with. That is
well,
crazy.
I got the idea because it was around this time of the year, because I did the show a year ago, January. And it was around this time of the year, and I was trying to shop. And I got caught in a crowd, and they literally, you know, the kind of crowd where if you drop a quarter, it doesn't land. You know that? And they literally carried me. I wanted to go across the number street, and they carried me across Lexington.
Could happen here.
And I thought, you know, when I went over to the improv that night, I said, you know, I got up on stage, I said, if I would have had a heart attack, I would have just gone like that for the rest of the week in New York City.
Nobody will know.
Yeah, my shoes upside down and going.
Crazy. We're going to come back. We have Jaye P. Morgan. We have Mark Stone, who's going to conduct some experiments. And coming out in just a moment, Oleg Popov. Have you ever seen Popov perform?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I've never seen him in person. I've seen some film, but that should be kind of exciting. We will do this, and then Mr. Popov will join us.
This Christmas, Barbara got her boyfriend the Dutch Master's showcase, a handsome redwood case with a sliding plastic top. And inside, there's a fine assortment of Dutch Masters, 34 great-tasting cigars in all. Barbara couldn't resist keeping the handsome wooden case for herself and giving only the cigars. The Dutch Master's showcase. Please, give it cigars and all.
Don't ask a cold tablet or nighttime liquid to do Contact's job of continuous relief. You're looking right at the reason. 600 tiny time pills in this one capsule can give you up to 12 hours of relief from the cold symptoms you hate. Sneezing, runny nose, nasal congestion. One at night, one in the morning. That's it. Not just nighttime relief, but all day, then all night relief. That's Contact's job. Give your call to Contact, #1 in the whole world.
The dog has stayed quarantined. To a great part of the world, the name Popov is probably as famous as Marcel Marceau, Canteen Floss, Chaplin, and he's an honored artist in the USSR, and he's currently appearing here with the Moscow Circus, which is at the Felt Forum of Madison Square Garden for the next 6 weeks. Would you welcome, please, the extraordinary Oleg Popov. amazing. You bet it. That is great to watch him work close, isn't it? Oh. Quite an artist, Oleg Popov. We'll continue in a moment with Jaye P. Morgan and Mark Stone after a word from one of our sponsors.
Sounds like a banjo? It's Wurlitzer's Fun Maker organ with an Orbit 2 synthesizer. Can sound like chimes. Or trumpet. Lots of things. And would you guess, this is my teacher. It's Wurlitzer's new home entertainment organ course. Your own teacher on tape. I'd have missed out on all this fun if I hadn't seen my Wurlitzer dealer. See yours.
Protect and preserve your wood investment with the finest name in wood care, Scott's Liquid Gold. Either way, liquid or spray, there's nothing else like it.
My next guest, yes, you can laud our orchestra. Do we just have a minute here before the next break? We have 2.5. All right. My next guest did not get a better offer, so she flew in from California to be with us. Maybe something good will come of it. Would you welcome Jaye P. Morgan? A lot of kissing going on.
I like to kiss.
Do you really?
I like to kiss and I like to touch.
That's very good. We had Ashley Montague on the other night, the well-known anthropologist and sociologist. He says touching, very important. From the very moment that you're an infant.
It is.
Contact.
I do that a lot. I love to touch people.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
I love to touch people and I love to rub them.
Oh, God.
I do. I don't see anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. It is good and healthy.
People
Most people
who
are afraid to touch.
Yes, you don't like to be touched that much.
I know what I don't like. There's a lot of people when you're in a crowd and people come up and grab you.
I'm not talking about grabbing. I'm talking
that
about
I don't
touching.
Like. Touching, I'll go for.
Grabbing?
I don't like. Hitting is not too good either.
Oh, I've heard you'll go for a grab every once in a
come
while.
on. Oh, don't start
you
that.
old grabber, you.
Yeah. Well, what's been happening with your careers?
Not a damn thing.
Another rocket to oblivion,
No,
huh?
I've been... Listen, why do you talk to me like that all
you
the
just
time?
said,
You
I
always
think.
introduce me as a loser.
You're not. But
No,
you always talk that way.
I work a lot.
Are you making a movie? Somebody said you were making
Now
a
I'm
picture?
going to do Laugh-In the last of this month.
Well, that's
and no,
good.
you know something? Someone called me to ask me to do a show, like a Broadway production.
Mm-hmm.
And do you believe that?
Yes, I believe it.
What are you fiddling around with?
Nothing. I have a cigarette over here, and Mr. Randall doesn't like it when he sees me smoking, so I hide it under the desk. It's that simple.
Well, let's hope that's all you hide under your desk.
I don't know what that means. So go ahead and tell us.
Let's hope that's not all you hide under your desk. That's what you meant.
Yes.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
Well, just tell us about
No,
this exciting offer.
Oh, you don't care, do you?
Not really. Oh, that means we have to take a break, but we'll find out more about this, if you care, after a word from one of your local stations, one of our local stations. back. My guests are Tony Randall, David Brenner, Jaye P. Morgan, and Mark Stone will join us in a little while and do some amazing feats of mind
You know
reading.
that I used to look like Popov. That was my old makeup job.
I didn't know that. Well,
Sure I did.
if
When
you
I
say
first
so.
did your show, I was a talk show tart, and you know it.
All righty.
I had long blonde hair and all those. I was fatter.
Mhm.
Haven't I changed since I've known
Yes,
you?
you have.
Do you like it?
Yes,
Well, say so.
I like it.
Thank you.
Strange show tonight. Well, what else is it? What, you started to tell me something.
Oh, yes. I'm doing a production of. I don't know if I'm doing it or not. I have to hear the music and see the script and everything.
Oh.
But it's a show. I play. Get this. This is very odd casting. I play a glamorous Hollywood star
Mm-hmm.
who's forced by a talk show host into teaching a young girl how to become a movie star. That's all I know about it. So I have to find out about it. Who knows? You know, it's a gig.
Maybe
right?
a stepping stone.
I'll go any place, do anything.
Uh-huh. You gonna get married again? Is that too personal a question?
It is very personal, but
Oh.
I'll answer it. I'll never be married again.
Oh,
I love to be single. Being single really keeps me on my toes.
really?
Yeah. Various other parts of my body, too.
She has what you call body talking or something. You do something.
Body language.
Body
yes.
language.
I like, but I just want to say something else about being single.
All right.
I don't hold anything against anyone who's married. I mean, I think
Oh, that's
marriage
nice.
is wonderful for some people, but I'm a single person. I don't want to be tied down to anybody. My friendships, the people I know, last a long time, but you know, I like that new freshness
I see. Well, that's good.
every day, or every few minutes. Not every day, you know.
Yes.
I fall in love every day. I'm in love with life.
That's good.
I'm the happiest person I know.
Well, that's if you're happy, fine. Don't have
Do you
to get...
care at all about this?
Well,
You're
certainly.
just staring at me. You're not looking at
I'm
me.
just drinking all of this in. I haven't gotten over the fact that Will Shakespeare was in real estate yet. I'm still mulling that over.
I thought he was a dealer.
Now, body language you've talked about. You talk to your body, don't you?
Yes, I do. I speak very gently to my body because my body is good to me. I take my body every place I go.
See, I try to ask a serious question.
Oh, you are not. Don't even try and act like you are.
I am.
This isn't serious.
You don't do body language?
I do body language. I'm very, look at you. Look at what you just did, body language.
It's scratched.
You're getting a scratch over here.
What's wrong?
You have all kinds of nervous Nelly things you do. I mean, you're really a basket case. You have it's true. I don't mean a basket case in a bad way, but you have a million little numbers that you go through. You play pencil, right?
Oh,
you play hot pencil. That's your
Yes,
act.
well, it's just a little.
Play pencil. You should never wear ties because you're always straightening your tie. Now that means that you're uncomfortable in a tie. Yes, look at you. You scratch. Look at it. Do you see what I mean? I look at you and I watch the thing.
Well, what would you prefer?
Put them under the desk where they usually are. No, you do have a lot of nervous things you do, but it's a wonder you're
What?
not in a home.
The eye.
Yes?
Crazy about
Oh,
his
yeah.
left eye.
Yes, I do. I do that
an eye
occasionally.
bit, and you do pencil, cigarette, this.
He loves to tweak my nose.
Does he? I wouldn't spread
Everybody
that around
has
if
their
I were
little
you, Ed.
peccadillos. Those just happen to be a few of mine. What's
Yeah,
wrong
you do.
with that?
Well, I want you to know. You give yourself away because of the body, the things you do physically.
Well, what have I given away?
That you're a nervous wreck.
This keeps me from being a nervous wreck. No, those are
You
just
can
little
find
things.
something besides a pencil, though.
All right, now how does body language help you to relax?
All right, look at you. Now, see the way you are here?
What's
Now,
wrong
that's-
with the way
no,
I
you're,
am?
You're sitting in a rather relaxed pose and
Mhm.
everything. But people who do this, who come up to you and do this means they're hiding. You know, they're hiding a vulnerable part of their body, their heart and their bosoms or their chest. And crossing, you know, look at this. Now, I'm all tight. Nobody can get to me now like this, right? But if I uncross my
Has
legs...
anybody tried? You make it sound like you're under assault 24 hours a day. I mean, I've not seen anybody make any great moves.
Well, you have.
Well,
No, you haven't. Yes, a lot of people hit on me. A lot of people hit on you. You're in show business, right? That happens too.
Yes.
What is he hiding?
But there are certain things that you do.
I'm hiding myself?
Uh-huh.
Do you really think so? Ah. See, because I'll come right out if you want me to. No, I'm a very open.
I know you are. You are very open.
Yeah, I like, but little things like that, crossing your legs,
I'll
crossing
keep that in mind.
your arms, your nervous tics, all that.
It's not a nervous tick. It's just a thing that I
jive
do.
you go through.
Is it true about opening the hand?
Opening the hand?
That when a woman shows you her palm, that's an invitation?
I heard it was something else she showed you, but I could have been wrong.
No, but
Silly
when people,
me.
I read that article on body language. It said when a woman talks to you like this, showing you the back of her hand, that's keeping you at bay. But when she opens her hands to you, talks like that.
Yes.
That's just like, hey, go away.
No.
No, it's hey.
Hey, you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Oh, it's
I
not
suppose to some people, but we're going to take a brief pause, and then Mark Stone is going to do some. You have a song to sing.
Well, and not unless you.
Peter Pat, after we do.
Revlon announces new Super Rich Mascara, the mascara that's practically smudge-proof.
You can cry in it, get caught in the rain in it, dream in it, kiss in it.
Super Rich Mascara thickens your lashes without smudging because it repels both water and skin oils, the things that make mascara smudge. Yet it creams off easily. Hypoallergenic, too. New smudge-proof Super Rich Mascara by Revlon.
Beautiful.
Here's one of the most thoughtful Christmas gifts any denture wearer could ever receive. The Sonac Denture Cleaning System. In just 3 minutes, Sonac's electronic action removes stains and deposits other cleaners leave behind. Dentures feel fresher and cleaner than with any other denture cleaner. It's only $18.95, yet in just 3 minutes, Sonac removes the stains and deposits other cleaners leave behind. Ask your dentist about Sonac. Gift price now at leading drug, discount, and department stores.
So here, to sing a nice ballad is Jaye P. Morgan. Jay?
Are we really happy with this lonely game we play? Looking for words to say, searching but not finding understanding anyway. We're lost in this masquerade, over afraid to say we're just too far away from being close together at the start. We tried to talk it over, but the words got in the way. We're lost inside this lonely game we play. Thoughts of leaving disappear every time I see your eyes. No matter how hard I try to understand the reason that we carry on this way. We're lost in this masquerade. Afraid to say that we're too far away from being close together at the start. We tried to talk it over, but the words got in the way. We're lost inside this lonely game we play. We should just start over, but it's oh so hard to do when you're lost in this
Oh, that's a pretty song.
You like it?
Yes, it was. Good. Very pretty song.
I picked that with great love to do on your show. It's the first time I've ever done it.
Very pretty.
Leon Russell's song.
We'll be returning shortly after a word from one of our sponsors,
Okay.
Mark Stone.
Play that pencil.
Ready, Mom? Hold it.
If it's going to be one of those days, and caffeine bothers you, who needs it? Sanka brand decaffeinated coffee gives you all the good, smooth taste you want without the caffeine you don't want. So if it's going to be one of those days, make it Sanka.
Centuries ago, Portuguese sailors discovered the world. Now visit Matus and discover Portugal.
Matus goes well with new things, worlds to conquer, hills to climb.
Discover Matus, the rosé wine discovered by the country that discovered the world. Visit Matus, the rosé wine that's like a trip to Portugal.
Hey, 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 Matus Rosé.
A few weeks ago in Los Angeles, we had a young man on the show by the name of Mark Stone, mentalist, who claims to do what he does using only the powers of extrasensory perception, telepathy, precognition. And when we did it in California, he was right on the way he did it, and then we retested it with his permission, and he missed a couple of times. And we ran out of time, so we invited him back tonight. Would you welcome, please, Mark Stone. Kissy, kissy, I know. Touch it. All right. Okay, Mark, what are we going to do tonight now?
Well, the last time, as you just reiterated, we did the one test. I hit right 5 times, and then I missed twice, which didn't look so good.
No.
I wasn't too happy about that. Anyway, well, we've got all the props here. Can we move these things over?
Do you want to
a
move
little
this?
bit?
There's these sit in little,
I don't think that will matter.
make any difference?
Let me point out, in the test we do,
Right.
one thing I should make clear, that I'm a mentalist, but I'm not a scientist, and I don't claim to be perfect when I do this. Naturally, I try to. On network television, no one likes to miss.
Okay.
But the thing is, I will make an attempt. I'm happy if everyone is entertained. That's the main thing. Okay, now, I think you're familiar with this, John. This in here. This is just a little something we're going to use in the first test. I don't know if this will stand. I haven't used this before.
Little easel? All right.
Okay. And you have these. The last time I was here, we did a test involving road signs.
Right.
I'm sure you remember. These are the same road signs. We have a yield sign, a stop sign,
Right.
a railroad sign, an arrow, and a green light. What I'll have you do, when I tell you to, all you have to do is mix these up.
Right.
When you're satisfied they're mixed, sit those in the stand just like that and cover it up with the respective letters.
With any of the letters, or does it make any difference?
Well, put them in order because we're going to have to work
A, B,
not
C, D.
necessarily right, but keep the letters in order.
All right.
You take that, I'll use this. Okay, you can do that right now.
Now, what am I supposed to do?
Just mix those up.
Mix them up.
Right. Once you've got those mixed, now really, thoroughly shuffle those. Once they're shuffled,
Yeah.
sit them in that stand, in
In
each
any,
slot.
in any way I want to put
Well,
them in?
with the question mark facing out. You'll see why in a minute. Try to avoid looking at the pictures yourself, Johnny.
Oh.
Try to avoid looking at the pictures yourself. Keep it that no one knows what it is. Gonna have to start over now.
Are they
Okay,
in
and then
there?
cover with the letters just straight across, A, B, C, D, E. Let me know as soon as you finish doing that. Okay, while Johnny's doing that, I have 5 symbols that are identical to the symbols Johnny has there. Okay?
All right.
Now, this is going to be a test involving the entire audience. I'll ask for a vote from all of you, and I'll just take it by a show of hands. I'm going to use this. This is what I would call mass clairvoyance. Okay? That's all covered up back here?
Right.
How about, I'll tell you what, Ed, he's got those covered. Just call out any letter, A through E.
C.
C. I'd like everyone in the audience, direct your attention to the letter C. Concentrate on that letter C and try to imagine, if you can, which one of these 5 symbols
I don't
is
even know.
underneath of it. Now, by a show of hands, how many think it's this? Very few, maybe 2 or 3 in the entire audience. How many think it's this? Maybe a dozen. This, I would say probably 35, 40% of the audience. This, just a few. And that looks like the majority. I'll tell you what, I'll go with the majority on this one. I will say this is the symbol. Johnny, would you just drop the
Which
C
one?
off? Just drop the C down.
The C?
Drop the C, turn the symbol around.
All right.
Right. Okay. Ed, call out another letter.
All right, let's see. D.
No, not let's see.
I
Which
said,
one?
let's S-E-E-D.
Okay, D. Everyone, concentrate on the letter D. Try to imagine, if you can, which symbol is underneath. How many think it's this? No one. How many think it's that? I'd say half the audience, maybe a third. How many think it's that? Okay, and how many think it's that? It looks like it was about even on the last 3. I'll say I'll go with the one right there. This is the one I feel it is. Let's see. Johnny, just...
Got it.
Okay. Ed, call out another one.
All right. A.
A. Everyone. Remember, we're going to get right into this now. I want everyone to direct your attention to the letter A, concentrate on it, and try to imagine, if you can, which symbol it is. How many think this is it? Okay, it looks like about a third. How many think this is it? A lot more. How many think that's it? It looked pretty much even, except I think I'll go along with this.
Are we in A?
A. Wow.
All right.
Okay, we have two left. What are the letters to the left?
B and E.
B and E. Everyone, we know it can only be one way or the other. Direct your attention to B and E. Try to imagine, if you can, which symbol is under B and which is under E, both at one time. How many think it will be this way? This sign under B, this under E. How many think it's this way? Looks like just about everyone thinks it's this way. I'll say it's this way. Johnny, would you please? This will be under, what's the first letter?
B.
B, and this is under the one to the far left. Turn those around, Johnny.
Wow.
Very good.
All right. That's very interesting. It really is.
Thank you.
Now, you claim, if I understand, that you do this by extrasensory perception and there's no trickery involved.
Right. This, I don't know if I made myself clear before, is clairvoyance.
All right.
A lot of people think, well, when you say clairvoyance, you think of Gene Dixon,
Right.
Peter Herkos, like that.
Mhm.
Clairvoyance isn't from one person to another. This is what we tried last time, November, the early November.
Right.
From one person to another, that's telepathy. Clairvoyance doesn't involve another person. I did it this way to enable the audience to try themselves. We asked how many people in the audience got all 5 positions right. Raise your hand. You can see some people did it. Looks like 2 or 3. How many got 4? How many got 3? 2, 1, none. Runs a full spectrum.
Now, may I ask you a question?
Definitely.
Because I'm going to play devil's advocate on this. If we didn't use the audience, and I put those cards in there in any order I wanted to, and I did it under the desk here,
Right.
and I kept this under the desk and didn't set it out here, could you still do it and tell me
Right. The
which
thing is,
position those are in?
you won't be concentrating on which, you won't know where it is either.
I didn't know either.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You won't know either.
Well, you want me to know, or don't you?
No, it doesn't matter.
In other words, you
You don't
can do
have
that no matter how I put them in there, and whether this is sitting out here or this can be covered?
I can try. You want me to do it?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay, you want me to stand out here again?
Wherever you want to.
You were under the desk again.
Let me know as soon as you're ready.
I'm ready.
They're all set?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ed, which letter?
All right, E.
That would be which one? The fourth one?
It would,
Last one.
how are you holding it, John? It would be, if you're holding it and looking from left to right, it's on your right.
No, it'd be
That's
E
on
would
your
be
left.
on my left, right?
If you're facing it, it's turning so you're facing
No, I have it like it was facing the
Well,
audience.
he's facing
No,
the
it's
audience.
facing the audience right, then it's to your extreme left.
All right.
Try this. What was it?
Yield.
The what?
It's yield.
The yield. We can try it again, Johnny.
All right.
Okay, call out another one then.
All right, C.
C. Afraid to show my old friend. This one. Okay, show that one, Johnny.
That would be the third in, right?
Right.
Right, the middle.
That's right.
Good.
Do it again, Johnny.
Yeah.
A.
Okay, okay. That would be the first one.
Right.
I'll go right with this.
Oh,
This, what was that?
green.
Okay, we have 2 left. You want to do these one at a time, Johnny, or both together?
Either way.
All right, B.
Which one?
Let's
B.
do them one at a time.
Okay, fine. B.
Now, you got a 50-50 chance on this, right? No matter how you go.
Right, it can be either the green light.
No, that came up.
But that's what we just had.
It's either stop.
Either stop or the railroad crossing.
railroad.
Right.
But now the odds are down to 50-50, aren't they?
Right, they are. This will be it.
B.
This time.
That's right.
Half a minute, John.
What? We only have half a minute? No, I wanted to see because I had to play the devil's advocate because I always have the suspicion that there's something going on with this, and therefore when they're not seen, or you have access, your odds have to drop somewhat, don't they?
Right. This is true. One thing I probably should have pointed out in doing it the last time,
right,
the odds didn't drop because we went back and used the same things over again.
Right.
You had the option to. This time you really didn't. I should have thought of that ahead of time.
Next time, let's try that precognition thing. We won't have time to do it tonight, but can we do the precognition some other time?
Yes,
Huh?
definitely. I'd
All right.
like to. I've twice now I'm waiting to do this.
Waiting to do it. We're still not going to get to it tonight. We'll take a break and we'll be back. We've run out of time. We're going to have to do the precognition thing another time. Mark, we got a little behind time tonight. I thank you for being with us again. Jaye P, David, Tony. Tomorrow night, Monday night, we will have Truman Capote, Bob Klein, Tammy Grimes, and world heavyweight champion Mr. Joe Frazier will be with us. Have a nice weekend. Good night.
This program was pre-recorded.